Morning Emerson. Today is Tuesday, March 26th. On today's show, our fashion correspondent, Jasmyn Jacob, took a trip to the Ritz for a fashion show, Ribbons on the Runway.
And Berkeley student Gabriela Francesca will be singing her original songs in studio today.
She has a great voice. She has a great sound. Really looking forward to it.
It's so good.
In the meantime, I am your humble co-host, Joshua Sacca.
And I'm Megan Mitchell. Welcome to Good Morning Emerson.
Somewhat humble.
Somewhat humble, but to someone who will be humbled very soon, there is another host that is getting the boot, I would say.
Yeah, over at NBC, Emerson alum Jay Leno looking like his contract to host The Tonight Show is not going to be renewed. Also looking like Jimmy Fallon might be the replacement that they bring in.
Yeah, Jimmy Fallon is actually supposed the new replacement, and it's also set to move from L.A. to New York with this new host in store. So
absolutely. You know, media critics have been saying that ever since Jeff Zucker left, Leno just hasn't had a lot of friends in terms of top brass over at NBC.
Right.
It's interesting, though, because his ratings aren't bad.
His ratings aren't bad, but someone who does actually have quite a few friends at NBC is the whole SNL gang, and that's where I think Seth Meyers is actually in talks to replace Jimmy Fallon's show for late night. Yeah,
there's a lot of intrigue, very interesting dynamic.
I know.
For more on that, we brought in early our good friend Logan Levitt over at the entertainment segment. Will Jay Leno follow the Johnny Carson way, simply retire? He kind of has a penchant for retiring and unretiring. Will he stay retired this time?
I don't think so. I mean, Johnny Carson retired because he basically hated the limelight. He never wanted to do anything with the network again and kind of just go off and do his own thing. But I don't think Jay Leno's that type of person. I think he probably will have other endeavors after the show. There was a rumor that he has a show on Fox at 11 p.m. if he chooses to leave The Tonight Show, so we'll have to see.
Great. Wow, some tough competition, I say, because you got Jimmy Kimmel there, you got everyone there. But we also have Tamara Sacharczyk here, and she's going to give us today's top news story. So, Tamara, take it away.
Thanks, guys. Well, hours after endless debating, the U.S. Senate adopted a $3.7 trillion budget this weekend. The first budget in 4 years is expected to bring more tax increases while trimming spending in 2014. The plan received no votes from the Republican Party, who anticipated a vastly different budget. Even with spending cuts, the Senate plan will leave a $566 billion annual deficit in 10 years, while ordering dramatic changes to Medicare and the tax code. Senate Budget Committee Chairman Patty Murray says the first priority is how the budget is set.
About our visions for our government, how our government should be serving its citizens today and for generations to come.
The disagreements between the two parties kept Congress in session until 5 a.m. the following day, finally reaching a 50-49 vote. The House plan, in contrast, brings the government taxes and spending in balance by the year 2023. The Supreme Court takes on a battle that began in the Commonwealth's courthouse today. The legality of gay marriage is bringing two California cases to the federal court challenging Proposition 8, a voter-proof state prohibition on same-sex marriage. Although lower courts have struck down the prohibition, those against same-sex marriage want to maintain the ban, arguing that the bill is constitutional. Following Prop 8, the court is expected to hear a similar challenge regarding the Defense of Marriage Act, a federal law which prevents same-sex couples from receiving marriage benefits. The bill that was signed by President Clinton in 1996 is being deemed unconstitutional by the Obama administration. Decisions on both cases are expected to be made by summer. The FBI is joining the search for a missing Brown University student. 22-year-old Sunil Tripathi was last seen about 2 weeks ago on the east side of Providence, Rhode Island. The philosophy major was approved leave from Ivy League school when he went missing. Police decided to expand the search this weekend, adding Boston, Connecticut, New York, and Philadelphia to the areas with the help of the FBI. Tripathi is 6 feet tall and was last seen wearing blue jeans, a black ski jacket, glasses, and a wool hat. Mayor Bloomberg is shifting his concerns from sugar to smoking.
We're proposing legislation that would prohibit display of tobacco products in most retail establishments. The reason? Such displays suggest that smoking is a normal activity and they invite young people to experiment with tobacco.
New York's mayor has made public health a major concern since taking office in 2002, including limiting smoking areas and attempting to ban large sugary drinks. The city's smoking rate has dropped from 22 to 14% since Bloomberg's been mayor, but his new proposal shows he's not easily satisfied. The tobacco product display restriction bill would force retailers to keep tobacco out of sight from customers. The president of the New York Association of Convenience Stores opposes the proposal, calling it absurd in a recent statement. According to the mayor, the bill's passage would be unprecedented. Bloomberg leaves office at the end of the year, but says he plans on continuing his goal towards improving New Yorkers' health. That's your news this morning. Now back to the couch with Josh and Megan.
Thanks, Tammy. Now, Mayor Bloomberg is making a valiant effort for the better of his fellow New Yorkers' public health, but he's been giving quite a few slack for it. So do you think that this battle against soda and smoking will be viewed as a positive one once he's left office?
You know, I think it actually will be viewed as a positive one just because he's become kind of a trendsetter when it comes to implementing new health laws. A lot of states follow after he starts it in New York, so we'll see how it goes, but I think it might work.
All right, it'll definitely be interesting to see what happens. Thanks for that, Tammy. But now switching over to the realm of sports, at least it feels like a realm to me. It has been, in fact, a crazy weekend for March Madness. Anthony, what do you have for us?
Even if your bracket is busted, the March Madness tournament still has its magical moments. This year's Sweet 16 is nothing to be upset over. For the first time, a 15th seeded team, Florida Gulf Coast, has penetrated the third round. Their game against the Florida Gators will happen March 29th at 10 p.m. The Sweet 16 also features 13-seeded LaSalle and 12th-seeded Oregon, along with, of course, my top pick, the Ohio State. Stay tuned to GME for more updates before those big games. March is known for its basketball madness, but in the NFL, the heated free agent drama is beginning to simmer down. The Patriots have made a crucial move for their front line, however. New England secured a 4-year, $27 million deal with offensive tackle Sebastian Vollmer. Vollmer stated he wanted to stay with the Patriots, however, that did not mean that he was willing to take a lower offer, possibly recovering from that Wes Welker debacle. And last time on GME, we played Harbinger of Bad News, questioning the Bruins' deteriorating passion. Well, the team lost 3 of their 4 road games this past week, the last against the Toronto Maple Leafs. Luckily for Boston, they got a rematch last night, this time on their home ice. Bruins were down 2-0 until Milan Lucic scored in the second. Here's Dougie Hamilton getting a hold of this one to Bergeron for the score. Bruins tie this thing up. Overtime would play out, and we are going to shoot out. It's Bergeron again bringing it up. This time he's going to be patient. Last second gets it past Reimer for the goal. And the fans at this point knew what was going to happen. Tuukka with the save. Bruins win an exciting one in an overtime shootout. In the midst of the Boston Celtics falling to a 4-game losing streak, one guard is making some noise. Jordan Crawford had a solid 21 points and 5 rebounds in the Steez' loss to Memphis over the weekend. On the Wizards, Crawford was more of a key player with 13 points per game this season. He can be shaky and inconsistent at times, but it shouldn't be a surprise that we are starting to see his true colors shine when the rest of the team is at its worst. Finally, it's time to cut to the chase on a man named Jack Parker. If there was one word for him, it would be legend. Parker ended his 40-year career at Boston University as men's hockey coach after the team fell to UMass Lowell in the Hockey East Championship. Coach Parker announced he would be hanging up his clipboard earlier this season, while the team had hoped to reach the Frozen Four one final time. Still, he is not leaving a loser by any means. Parker had 3 national titles under his belt, along with 21 Beanpot victories. Former defenseman David Quinn is expected to pick up his position later today. That's all for your sports. Now back to our hosts, Josh and Megan.
All right, thanks for that, Anthony. By the way, I'm glad we're bringing back Cut to the Chase. It's good to have a catchphrase. But Anthony, of all the higher-seeded teams in the NCAA tournament, who are we thinking has the best chance to make it to that Elite 8?
Well, Josh, I picked Ohio State last year. I'm going to stick with them this year. They did have a shaky game against Iowa, but Aaron Kraft hit that 3, and that's what makes them the team that is going to win this thing.
All right, we can't wait to see what happens with that. Thanks for that, Anthony. And now we're going to take a quick commercial break.
Yeah, but stay tuned because when we come back, Jasmyn Jacob checks out Ribbons on the Runway.
Good morning and welcome back.
Now, last Sunday, the Sisters of Alpha Epsilon Phi went to work with their annual Ribbons on the Runway show. With more on that event, here's Jasmyn Jacob.
Guys, I'm here at the 9th annual Ribbons on the Runway event that is hosted by our own sorority, AEPhi. And this year it's being held at the Ritz-Carlton. It's absolutely amazing. There's going to be a silent auction and a fashion show. So let's go take a look inside and see what the event holds. Okay, so I'm here with our very own Bree Baxter, who is actually also part of AEPhi. Can you tell us a little bit about the event in general?
Sure. Yeah, so Ribbons on the Runway is an event that pretty much every AEPhi chapter in the country puts on. And this year is our first year doing it at the Ritz. We've sort of tried to step it up a little bit and focus more on a location that'll fit more people so I can raise more money for the philanthropy that we're kind of promoting, which is Share It, and that is a national organization that raises money for women and families affected by breast cancer.
So do you want to participate in the actual silent auction that's going on, or are you just coming to see what the event holds?
Yeah, I think we're actually doing both. We're excited for the runway. We also put our name down for a 2-day trip to a ski resort. So hoping to win that. I think our bid was $30. Yeah, so I don't know if the last.
So right now, this is my first look. This is from Lit Boutique on Newbury Street and in the North End. And then my second look is LF from Newbury Street. So it's really high-end designers, very good clothes, and it's just a very good show.
I'm in Kate Spade right now. That's also on Newbury. And then I'm doing LF afterwards, too. And there's one more designer in the show, Pinky Auto, which is on Newbury Street, too. And they're all really awesome.
This year's Ribbons on the Runway event is one for the books. I had such an amazing time, and I know AEPhi must have raised so much money for the event. I'm so excited to see what they hold for the future.
A really great cause, and it's just a great event to be doing something like this for.
Thanks, Jasmyn.
That looks like a great event, but now we're going to kick it over to Maggie Morlath with the weather. Maggie?
Thanks, Megan and Josh. And I have some good news for you today because it looks like this March that came in like a lion will be going out like a lamb. We may not be seeing those warm spring temps just yet, but this week will be a calm one. Temperatures will rise to the 50s by the end of the week. So we could be having a few more spring-like days by the end of March. Let's go to the 5-day now to see exactly what this week will bring us. Today the sun will definitely be out with a high of 45 and a low of 33. Wednesday, partly cloudy with a high of 49 and a low of 36. On Thursday, it'll drop down to a high of 38 and a low of 36 with a chance of flurries. Friday, we'll be back up to a high of 49 and a low of 36, mostly cloudy. On Saturday, partly cloudy with a high of 51 and a low of 38. So we're looking at smooth sailing to the end of the month. But because of the chance of some chilly temps at the end of the week, don't put away those winter jackets just yet. That's all I have for you. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thank you, Maggie.
Now for a look into the lives of the famous and the glamorous. We're not talking about me and Megan. Here are today's top entertainment stories.
Thanks, guys. Hollywood's biggest screw-up is headed to rehab yet again. Actress Lindsay Lohan was sentenced to 90 days in a locked rehab facility stemming from her June car crash. Lohan avoided jail time by agreeing to spend some time in rehab. However, don't think that the sentence caused the troubled starlet to head home and spend some quiet time with family. She was seen out partying the night she was sentenced, drinking vodka sodas at her hotel. She may also not have avoided jail completely due to a screw-up thanks to her lawyer. Lohan asked to serve her 90-day sentence in New York, but it turns out NYC does not have lockdown rehab centers, thus meaning she may be headed to jail. If you're looking to spot Lindsay before her check-in date, I'd say checking out your local bar is a good place to start. Celebrities like Selena Gomez and Johnny Depp avoided the slime mostly when they picked up their blimps at this year's Nickelodeon's Kids' Choice Awards on Sunday. Gomez picked up the award for Favorite TV Actress, while Depp won Favorite Movie Actor. Kristen Stewart, being her usual emotionless self, accepted the award for Favorite Movie Actress. The awards were full of crazy musical performances, including a performance by Pitbull and Christina Aguilera. Some of our favorite celebrities, including Josh Duhamel and The Rock, were slimed. A record 350 million votes came in from kids all across the country. Katy Perry and John Mayer have called it quits, according to People magazine. The split comes on the heels of engagement rumors after Perry was seen sporting a ruby ring that Mayer reportedly gave to her. However, their crazy busy schedules apparently got the best of them, and they have ended their relationship. Fans of the couple should not give up hope just yet. They have split before back in August 2012 before getting back together. I'm sure Katy will realize that John Mayer was the one that got away and quickly take him back. And get ready for this bizarre story. Actress Eva Mendes will do anything for her trusted pooch, even wearing his electric dog collar. That's right, the starlet told E! News that she loves her dog so much, she was willing to try the electric dog collar on herself on all levels to make sure it was safe for the pet. Talk about dedication to man's best friend. That's all I've got for you guys in the entertainment world today. Now I'm going to send it back to Megan and Josh.
Thanks, Logan. So many celebrities are dating each other, and none of their relationships seem to work out. So why do you think that these celebrities keep dating one another when their success rate is so low?
Well, I think that they realize that the other celebrities are in the industry. They know how it is to be followed by paparazzi all the time. So I think they can relate, and they won't be dating someone who's an ordinary person who won't be used to the paparazzi. But I think they should, have their hand at love, so they shouldn't give up, Megan.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, well, there's someone for everyone, right? All right, thanks for that, Logan. We're going to take one last commercial break, but when we return, we're going to be joined by our musical guest, Gabriela Francesca. Welcome back to Good Morning Emerson.
Now it's time for us to sign off and check in with our musical guest. And for that, ladies and gentlemen, here's Rob Kohler.
Thanks, Josh and Megan. Today we're joined in studio by Gabriela Francesca and her band, hailing down Boylston Street from Berklee School of Music. The music team traveled down to Brighton to get to know this gypsy pop singer a little better, so let's see what we found out.
Today we're here in Brighton, Massachusetts to meet singer Gabriela Francesca. Studying at Berklee College of Music, this singer has many exciting things to come in the near future. Let's take a look and see what she's all about.
I'm Gabriela Francesca, I'm 18. I'm from Chicago, but I go to school here in Boston at Berklee, and I hope to declare soon professional music, focusing on performance, so I can really hone in on my craft and work on that while I'm here. My music that I've recorded so far has kind of a pop folk sound. I really worked on finding my own sound after I began to write. I knew I didn't want to put something out there that didn't have a theme. So my EP, Insomnia Knows My Secrets, kind of has a dreamy folk pop vibe, but I have a little bit of my own flair in there. We have a Latin rock song, we have an alternative rock song, so I kind of just call it gypsy music because it kind of, each song takes you on a journey. I have a lyric in my song, God knows I've always been a soloist at heart, because since I was little, I performed on stage just me, and it's not really like an attention thing, it's just, now that I love the music that I write, it comes straight from my heart, and I write it all alone, and I feel like that's something that I should be proud to claim.
Now that we've taken the time to meet Gabriela, let's take a look and hear her play for us live back in studio.
Up, he'll marry himself. Climbs into bed with a crown on his head, keeps his heart in a box on his shelf. Always fed with a silver spoon, clothes are spun on a golden loom. He can't go to sleep without truffles to eat, while the peasants are plotting his doom. Little prince, your kingdom ain't so big. Little prince, as you think it is. Soon in time you'll realize your crown is not your own, and all of your prayers off your throne, off your throne. Stories of his grand conquest, women and kingdoms from east to west. He'll conquer all and buy the rest. Mirror, mirror, who's the best? Little prince, little prince, your kingdom ain't so big. Little prince, as you think it is. Soon in time you'll realize your crown is not your own, and all of your precious gold will tip you off your throne, off your throne. Adonis way up in his castle can't resist a serpent's apple. His mirror keeps him company in his royal reverie. Little prince, your kingdom ain't so big. Little prince, as you think it is. Soon in time you'll realize your crown is not your own, and all of the skeletons you've stepped on will tip you off your throne, off your throne. When he grows up, he'll marry himself.
Thank you guys very much. That was awesome. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
So obviously you've been singing by yourself for a while now, but how would you say your sound has developed over the last few years?
I think over the last few years, I've grown definitely in maturity, and so my experiences have changed, and the things I have to write about and things that move me have changed. So my sound is a little bit more contemporary and definitely relatable to more people than just kids when I used to write when I was 12. But yeah, definitely my sound has matured and mixed with different genres.
Cool. So obviously you're the only female in an all-male band. How is that a struggle for you, or how does that work in your favor?
It's really different. I went to an all-girls high school, boarding school, so I never played music with guys really. And then I went to Berkeley, and it's majority guys. But they're great to work with, you know. They have different backgrounds, all of them, and they really bring something to the group. And it's not really that different. I just, you know, happen to be a girl, and but otherwise they're great to work with. So.
Great. So just really quick, where can fans expect to see you in the future, and what kind of stuff do you have coming up with your music?
This summer I'll be in Chicago, so I'll probably be playing a lot of shows over there, and hopefully doing festivals that I've applied for this spring. So maybe playing some in Boston, Chicago, other places, and putting out some new music. We just recorded a video and a new single, so that should be out soon.
Cool. Thank you guys very much all for coming in again today.
Thank you very much.
That's all the time that we have on the show today, but tune in next week for GME. And here's Gabriela with her band and one final song, Money Gone.
Well, look around, you're on top of the world, climbing ladders made of diamonds and pearls. Well, you could buy yourself somebody's brain with all the money running through your veins. You got money, hey, money, oh, money. Next thing you know, you got a brand new face, and then a mansion up in outer space. A little penthouse up in the east side looks pretty hot with all the cars you buy. You got money, hey, got money, oh, money. One day you're gonna wake up and the money's gone. Why is the money gone, baby? One day you're gonna wake up and feel ignored, invisible and clothes you can't afford. You're pinching pennies, watching every cent, 'cause last month you didn't make the rent with no money. Hey, no money. Oh, it isn't funny when you got no money. 'Cause one day you're gonna wake up and the money's gone. Why is the money gone, baby? One day you're gonna wake up and the money's gone. Where has the money gone, baby? One day you're gonna wake up and your funds are drained with not a penny to your name. One day you're gonna wake up and the money's gone. Why is the money gone, baby? Well, money's all you got. What have you got to lose but everything you have? What have you done in your life? What have you got to prove? Da 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 do oh, la da 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 oh oh oh, ra da 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 ra da 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 ba da do oh 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 oh, ba da 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 do ba da da do Did I say you were gonna wake up with the money gone? Why is the money gone, baby? One day you're gonna wake up with the money gone. Where has the money gone, baby? One day you're gonna wake up and your funds are drained with not a penny to your name. One day you're gonna wake up and the money's gone. Why is the money gone, baby? One day you're gonna wake up and the money's gone. Why is the money gone, baby? One day you're gonna wake up and the money's gone. You left your money faucet on, baby. One day you're gonna wake up and your funds are drained with not a penny to your name. One day you're gonna wake up and the money's gone. Why is the money gone, baby? Why is the money gone, baby?